Hello and welcome to video number 4. In this particular video, you're going to learn how to use AW Stats, which is built into the cPanel, and how to apply it to your business. Essentially, knowing what goes on in your website is crucial. And we'll discuss about what the differences are between AW Stats and Google Analytics. Google Analytics typically gives you a more granular view of what's going on in your business. But that said, not everybody uses Google Analytics. Not everyone uses it at the right time. So the nice thing about cPanel is your AW Stats is always running. And there are specific golden nuggets that it gives you that Google Analytics does not really give you. And we'll dive into that further. So in other words, not only will you be given an overview of AW Stats, but you'll learn different features of AW Stats that if used correctly, can actually go beyond and increase your website traffic and protect you as well. You'll also learn how people find you, what keywords they are using to type in search engines, and how to use that to your advantage. And you'll also learn who is linking to you for good reasons or even bad reasons so that you can protect yourself. So we're going to take a little bit of out-of-box thinking here and show you some things that you may never have seen before. So to access AW Stats, all you need to do is go back to your main screen, as you can see here, and scroll down. And under Metrics, you'll see AW Stats. Now, I want to briefly talk about these other metrics. The visitors basically just tell you every single IP address and every single file that they are accessing. So if you want a granular view of what is happening detail-wise, what people are accessing, what IP addresses are accessing your site, you would go here. So that would be probably a little bit more overwhelming to the average Joe. Now, that's there though if you want to do that. And then of course bandwidth just tells you how much bandwidth or how many files in the metric of like megabytes or gigabytes your prospects and site visitors are actually using. So if you have a lot of videos, you have thousands of gigabytes of videos and there are hundreds of people visiting it per day, it gives you a better idea of how much your website is actually using. So in addition to that, you can click on AW Stats. Now I'm not going to show you, otherwise it'll show you my domain, but if you click on that, it'll give you the option to either choose the regular yourdomain.com or the SSL version of yourdomain.com. So, and then of course you're going to see your monthly history over time, what is happening on your website, the days, the months, which months are potentially getting more traffic. So that's something that I would highly advise you to really start looking into. Like, what days are your visitors reacting? Are there certain days that are better than others? Because it's going to be different for different websites. And knowing that information is actually going to really help you increase your traffic and potentially increase your sales if you're running a business. We've got days of week, we've got hours, which is crucial. You might notice that you might be getting more people at a specific hour, specific time. And knowing this data is important because you can connect it to your email autoresponder system and email people at that specific hour. So really taking yourself out of the box and understanding what is happening here, how are people interacting with your website is crucial. And then we have locales, which is basically where people are coming from, the different countries, different locations, and all of that. We have different hosts, we have different authenticated users, and then what kind of robots are visiting your site? Is Google coming to your site and indexing your site? Is Yahoo, is other search engines doing that? And then the visits, duration, how long are people actually staying on your site? Are they staying a few seconds? If they are, that might not be a good sign. Maybe you can look at your content and see why. If they're staying a long time on specific pages, then why is that? Is it because their videos? Are they intriguing? What is that? So use this data to your advantage. You can see file types. What kind of files are they accessing? Are they accessing regular pages? Are they downloading files? Are they downloading a lot of zip files or video files or whatever? And then different pages. What kind of pages are they accessing? What kind of operating systems are they using? What kind of browsers are they using? And you can also see where they're coming from. So you can see what search engines are sending traffic to you and who is linking to you. What files are they linking to? And this is a great way to figure out who is linking to you. Are they doing it for good reasons and they're maybe recommending you? Or are they linking to you and trying to hijack your files? And maybe they found like a loophole in your files and they're, sharing it with everybody else illegally. You can find that information and find what is happening within AW Stats for that. You can also see the search phrases, like what kind of search phrases are people typing in to Google to find you. So this is really good to have. So we got search key phrases, which are phrases, a bunch of keywords put together, or we have keywords in the top 25 right here. And then of course you can see the different types of browsers people are using with different types of support. Now, whether that is useful for you, that might be, that might not be. But at the end of the day, what I found is from here up to here usually is very, very good golden nuggets that you could potentially use in other areas of your business. So that's basically an overview of AW Stats and why it is good for you. But at the same time, definitely install Google Analytics and look at both, compare both, and see what is happening in your business and your website. Hello and welcome to video number 5. And in this particular video, you're going to learn what is Softaculous and how to use it. Softaculous replaced Fantastico, which is basically a popular suite of software scripts that you can build into your website. Things like WordPress, Joomla. If you want a forum, you can build forums. There are many different free scripts that you have access to that you do not have to spend extra money for. They're all built in. So in other words, it gives you access to things like WordPress, blogs, bulletin boards, even support help desks, and more. So you'll be given an overview of this suite and how to use it properly, and we'll show you how to install things like WordPress in a few clicks of your mouse. So where it's located can differ from different people, but for the most of you, it should be located somewhere down near the bottom. So if we keep scrolling down, we'll see it here. So we can see that it says the Softaculous apps installer. So what's nice about this is you have access to tons of scripts that you could potentially use, and just be aware that you want to pick and choose what you want. It's super easy to go trigger happy and try to install as much as possible, but just keep in mind that the more you install, the slower your website is. So pick and choose wisely, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 max. So let me just do a quick run through here. So we've got blogs, we've got microblogs, and if you click these links down below, these are categories, and these are all the scripts. So if you're not really sure which one to choose, if you click on blogs here, you'll actually be able to see all the blogs. So as we can see here, we've got WordPress, we've got OpenBlog, we've got Serendipity, and there's a lot more. I'm not going to go through every single one. But if you click on blogs, it'll categorize it. And then you can look through. You've got microblogs, we've got portals or content management systems like Joomla and all of that. There's also specialized ones for real estate and more. We've got forums. So let's say, for example, you want a community. You want to create a community, click forums. We've got PHPBB, we've got SMF, and we've actually tried SMFs. SMF is really good. PHPBB is good. BBPress is also good. And we have image galleries. Now keep in mind, if you're installing something like WordPress, you don't really need all of these. You can actually create all of these within WordPress by using WordPress plugins. And then we have wikis, we have social networking, we have calendars, we have analytics, we have e-commerce. So there are tons and tons of stuff in here, but at the end of the day, the best way to know exactly what to install is to figure out, okay, what is my plan? What is my vision? Does it actually match what I'm trying to do? And then go from there. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to install. So I'm going to click on WordPress here. And you're going to see within a few clicks and a few things that we need to enter, we're going to create a WordPress site really, really fast. So all you need to do is simply scroll down and click on Install Now. And then it's going to say Software Setup. So you want to choose your protocol, which if you're using a SSL certificate, you want to use HTTPS // and then if you're not, then use one of these two and then one of these. And then of course you want to choose your domain name, and the reason why this is listed is because if you have a subdomain name, you can actually install it in there. And then of course the directory, if you leave this blank, it's going to install it at yourdomain.com. If you enter a directory, it's going to install it within a directory within yourdomain.com. So if it's WP, for example, it'll be yourdomain.com/WP. So if somebody goes to yourdomain.com, they're not going to see the WordPress site. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. So once you've done that, then what you want to do is enter your admin account, so your admin username and password. Now, I will say by default, it does have you enter admin, but it's highly advised not to use the word admin because most WordPress blogs use that, and it's super easy for people to hack into your site. So make sure you change something that is not admin and not even any words inside of your domain name. So we'll just do something like that. And then of course we got the password. And then of course you'll enter your email. You'll enter your site language, and then you'll choose what you want here. You can always choose a theme later. We'll just select this here. And you can enter the email details that you want it sent to. So you have that information in the future, and you click install, and that's it. So that's how easy it is to literally install the scripts. If you were to do this manually and install WordPress manually, it would actually take you literally about 30 minutes if you knew what you were doing. If you didn't know what you were doing, it would probably take you about an hour to do, even though they say it's a 5-minute install. With Softaculous, it skips the process and it allows you to install softwares, a variety of different softwares, really, really fast. So hopefully that opens your eyes to the potential software and scripts that you can install really, really fast. Welcome to video number 6, and in this particular video we're going to talk about how to set up an error and redirect page. So did you know that you could be losing traffic when people land on certain areas of your website that don't exist? In other words, over the time and over the years of maintaining your website, you'll have pages and elements, videos, zip files, whatever, that will disappear on your website. And what will happen over the years is they will be indexed by Google, and if somebody clicks on that through Google and they come to your website, it will lead to what we call a 404 error page. Now, think about it for just a second. If you were that prospect and you clicked on a link and it went to a 404 error page, what does that first impression give you? Most likely it gives you the impression that the site is not maintained, or maybe it's not really very professional, right? In that case, what it'll do is it'll be detrimental to your reputation. So you don't want that. Instead, what you want is you want people to be redirected to either a page that actually works or a specific page that you want all the traffic to be redirected to. And this is where the 404 error page comes in. Fortunately, on the cPanel hosting panel, you can actually specify where you want all this traffic to go. So in other words, what if you could redirect all that traffic back to either the main page or a working area of your website? Well, that's what you can do, and in this video we're going to show you how to create that 404 error page. And we'll talk about the other types of error pages as well. So what you want to do is find the title that says error pages. So don't worry about the icon. We can even do a search on that. So we can do a search on error. There we go. That's not the metrics though. It's not going to be under there. It's going to be error pages, or it might be 404 pages. So we have edit common error codes or show all HTTP error code. The 404 is the one that's not found. So that's what we're talking about anytime we delete a file, a page, or anything like that. That's generally where somebody's going to come in to access your site from Google or a site that has been indexed. And the next thing after that is to enter some HTML code that tells the system to redirect to whatever page that you decide. Now, I'm not going to expect you to understand HTML code. I could go through here and tell you to pause it and just copy it. You could do that. Or you can simply go to google.com and do a search for HTML meta redirect. Get the code and then just enter the code as you can see here. And sometimes you'll have stuff in the body. You can remove that. You can change the title. But basically, it's HTML. There's a head. There's a title, and then there's meta head body. So you can pause the video and just do that or do the other way, but just make sure that when it says meta refresh, content equals 0. 0 means that it'll redirect immediately. If there's like a number in there, it'll wait how many seconds. So if there's number 5 in there, it'll wait 5 seconds before it actually redirects. And then of course, as you can see here, I'm telling it to redirect to google.com. But in your case, it's going to be http://yourdomain.com. And that's what it's going to be. And when you're done, you click on save. And anytime anyone goes to yourdomain.com / some random URL, and instead of going to an error page, they are redirected to your main page or whatever URL that you want to redirect them to. And that's it.